Coaches, the golf course yardage book, as you know, that most everyone uses on the world's golf tour seems to have gone the way of the dinosaur, with almost everyone using a rangefinder GPS device in order to determine distances. I think I've come up with something that I bet you'll think is a valuable tool for your players, like it has been for our men and women here at Palm Beach Atlantic. The book has the size, the look, and the feel of a typical yardage book, but it's up to your players to be writing in critical information so that they can recall and rely on that during every subsequent round played at a particular course. You've got the option of having your team logo on the front, as we do, record the date and the event. Plenty of players now are measuring the direction and percent of slope on greens. A player makes their own notes pertaining to green shape and surrounding areas and hazards. When we play at practice round, like many of you, the day before the event, hole placements are typically already determined. So with the help of a digital carpenter's level that you can buy at Home Depot, we know ahead of time what kind of slope is around the cup. Tour players do this all the time, and they look at their yardage book when they're putting. I like to record how putts from other players break in areas that we may not have measured for subsequent rounds or even next year's tournament. On the top of the page for each hole is an area for keeping track of how an approach shot may have been played. This is information that can help with a club selection on another hole during that round, the next round, or even next year. It's information that we just can't remember without recording it accurately, easily, and quickly. A player can record the direction, strength of wind, a club played, the distance the shot carried, and there's enough room to write down carry and roll. This page also makes it easy for the players who want to keep their statistics with a circle, a check mark for fairways and greens in regulation, as well as how a shot was missed. Whether or not you use Aim Point Express, or as we do, the vector green reading, the distance your ball lies from the hole is of great importance in determining the break. A player can record the length of their first, second, hopefully not their third putt, but they can. There's also additional areas to record the length of sand shots, pitch shots, chip shots, even a wedge shot. At the end, there are pages referencing the 10 most common rule situations we come across in competition and might serve as a tool to get through a sticky situation with someone in the group that may or may not be accurate in their knowledge of the rule. Bullet points for the rule are listed, as well as the rule number and page number in the rule book for a quick location and reference. Here's a great website that I stumbled onto. If you scroll down, it talks a little bit about the Masters and caddies, and then it segues into a story about Jordan, and then also Paul Tesori, who's a caddy for Webb Simpson. And here's some pictures of Webb's yardage book. The yardage book has turned into something that is much, much more for some players and some caddies than just yardages from sprinkler heads and trees to the front of the green. So here Paul's got a lot of notes that our yardage book takes into account and that gives you a template to use. And Paul records a lot of things here for Webb. Now, Webb's a great player, and he knows how far he hits each club, but in different situations, balls tend to go different distances. And players want to keep track of those things, not just wind conditions, but upslopes and downslopes. And here he's writing a number of things down here. You can see the distance to the front of the green, the distance the pin was back, how far the ball went with a club in a certain situation is information that a player and a caddy want to remember. And as you can see here, it scrolls down and there's information about where pins were placed, yardages from front and to the side of the green, and also what kind of slope, what kind of percentage of slope and direction the flags were in. You want to keep track of that stuff. Here's another one here where the pin placements. Those are recorded by the player and most times the caddy and sometimes the player. Here's another diagram of a green with slope direction and also numbers there. That's percent of slope, which we keep track of that with our vector green reading and also Aim Point Express. does similar things, but aimpoint tends to measure where the ball is as opposed to vector green reading measures where the flagstick is. Let me know if I can help you with this book. We can print them for you. Contact me at Palm Beach Atlantic by email, Craig_Watson@pba.edu. Thanks a lot.